Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we talk about books and beyond. I'm your host. I'm Renee. We do have a co-host here tonight. Let's see if I can get her. Here, come on, Raina. Come on. Where's your treats? Yeah. Sit, and stay now. Stay. She's ready for a video. I wasn't sure. Hey, now you stay. All right, so today is Halloween, and I'm here to talk about my wrap up of reading for the month of October. Um, Not expecting too many trick or treaters tonight, but that's okay. We had our times, and I'm just going to just tell you a short story before I get started with my wrap up about Halloween. This happened about 15 years ago. We were living in Florida, and we used to get a lot of trick or treaters. It just so happened that in the neighborhood, there were quite a few kids that were, of the age where they would be out and about trick or treating. And so it just made for a lot of fun. Everybody would participate, and it was a good time. So one year we kind of went all out with our Halloween decorations, and we had skeletons and ghosts kind of hanging everywhere on the house. And we both dressed up. Donna had like a rubber apron on. She was like a mad butcher with a big carving knife that was full of blood. And I was dressed as someone who had escaped from prison. So I had an orange jumpsuit with all blood dripping down it, and a mask and a bloody machete. So we had decorated the yard with those kind of like cheap styrofoam uh, gravestones that you get. And it looked pretty good, but I really wanted a little bit more atmosphere. And so I had decided a few weeks earlier to purchase a fog machine. And so the ones that they sold at like the Spirit store or Walmart or places like that just didn't seem to really put out very much fog. So I decided that for about the same price, I could get a big professional machine from eBay. And so I decided to do that. Well, this fog machine was fantastic. I mean, we fired it up and we had the thing running outside for, probably a good hour or so. It was just filling the whole entire street with fog, which was great because some of our neighbors were out and they were dressed as pirates. They were hiding in the trees and stuff, and they were scaring the kids too. So everybody was having a really great time. Well, the next thing I knew, the fire department came and they drove up in their big truck and they were like, "Is everybody okay? Is anything going on?" Because we've had reports that people have been seeing smoke from this area. And sure enough, all of the fog from the fog machine, when we looked, was actually going over our house because there was so much of it. And it was going into the street behind our house. So somebody over there got concerned about how much they were seeing and had called the fire department. So we still laugh about that Halloween where, the fire department had to come and check on us because we had so much fog from our fog machine. So anyway, let's get started with the wrap up. First, now I finished A Prayer for Owen Meany by John Irving. That was on audio, and I did a full review, which I will link below. Owen Meany was banned book number 16 for me. So next was this book, Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. This is the writer who wrote The Perks of Being a Wallflower. And this, though, is a horror book by him. And it was okay. It was probably average. I like the story. I like the characters. The problem with this, for me, was probably overall the length, which is 700 pages. So 700 pages of horror is a lot for me. But, again, it was an okay book. So I got through it and there it is, Imaginary Friend. So then next, I hit a very good streak of reading. And the first book I read was Toown by Frederick Bachman. And now this is an excellent story. You don't have to like hockey to like this story. If you do like hockey, I certainly don't think it hurts, but it's more about a small town that prides itself on its hockey teams. They think, and sometimes they actually succeed at, beating out the larger towns with their hockey teams. They really feel like they can do a better job. They're stronger, they're tougher, that kind of thing. Um, but all of that competition, all of that ego, and all of that emphasis on winning, I mean, it does come at a price. And everyone pays that price in a different way. Some pay a higher price even than others. And I will say that there is a sexual assault scene in the book. So if anyone has a sensitivity to that, they should proceed with caution. But it is a great story. And I later found out that it is the first in a series of 3, which I didn't realize. So I will read the other 2 at some point. Now, I read that as part of the Ellen Made Book Club. And she just put out actually a post to get questions from her viewers about the book. And so when she does her answers to those questions, I'll probably do a video with my answers as well. Because one of the other books for her club was Remarkably Bright Creatures, which I read, I think, in August. So I might answer questions for both of those. We'll see. But yeah, very good story. I highly recommend it. Next, I read The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. This was a Stephen King. I reviewed it as a banned book also. It was part of all of the recent ban in Florida of a lot of Stephen King's books. For me, it was number 17, and I'll link my review below. Up next was a book that I added on to the month. I didn't discuss this in my TBR video for October, but I did read The Giver by Lois Lowry. I'll review this as a banned book very soon. It is number 18 as we count up to 24 in 2024. So this is also book 1 of a series. It's actually a quartet. So I think I know what I'm going to ask for Christmas, because I really do want to read the other ones. Another one that I would highly recommend. Also, for the month, I read Loved and Missed by Susie Boyd. I had this on my September TBR, but I never got to it. And I got to it this month, which I'm really happy I did. It's an absolutely incredible story. Basically, it's about an older woman. Her name is Ruth, and she has an adult daughter named Eleanor. Unfortunately, Eleanor is addicted to drugs and does not have a very good relationship with her mom. But she does have a baby, and Ruth ends up with this baby. She raises her, as both her parent, really both her parents, and also as a grandparent as well. So I just can't tell you the kinds of feelings and emotions that this book brings you through. It's an incredibly emotional story, but it's also such a beautiful story. And if you like this type of thing, I would urge you to take a look at it. Just remember to have a lot of tissues nearby. Yeah, good book. Lastly, I read a book by a fellow booktuber. I have this on my Kindle. This is a collection of horror stories, and it is by Willow Heath. It's called Managing and Other Lies. Collection of short stories, as I say, and I think I actually started that in September, and I just read like one or two stories here and there, and so I finished it just probably about a week or so ago. And yeah, I'll put a link to Willow's channel in my description as well. So that is what I did in October. But what didn't I do in October? Let's talk about that. Well, do you remember this book? Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. I was supposed to do an overnight read of this, if you remember. And come to find out, I've learned that I can't stay up very long anymore at night. And I don't think I can make a very interesting video out of reading this overnight. So I will read the book. In fact, I really want to read the book. I've heard some really good things since I made these plans. Maybe I'll even start the book at night or early in the morning when the house is dark and make a little bit of that into the video. But I can't stay up and read. It doesn't work with my medication regimen that I have right now. Turns out when they mess with your hormones, it affects a lot of your daily life and your daily routine. So not always on the positive side either. So at night, I'm just wiped out by about 8 p.m. Sometimes I don't sleep well. I get up early. Sometimes I get up even super early. So yeah, there's a lot of challenges that just aren't worth the workaround in order to do that. Now, that's okay because next month does have some surprises. So I think you'll like those. So hopefully that will make up for that lack of overnight read, at least to an extent. So there are lots of other things that I do that just are more worthy, of my time while I'm awake enough to do them. So yeah, we'll just do that. So thank you for putting up with this video and for watching my wrap up of October. It was, like I say, a great month for reading for me. So I appreciate all of you for liking and subscribing. I love comments all the time, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. So if you have any comments, please feel free to leave them. And hey, happy Halloween. Have a good one. And I hope your fog machine really fires up tonight and that you have a great story to tell people about your Halloween. So take care. Have a good one. Bye now.